Alright, what's going on around here today? I pulled pretty much an all-nighter. Quit about 3:30 this morning, but I got these headlights all wired in. And I learned a little about wiring. Well, I learned a lot about wiring, but what I found, I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but what I found easiest was to start at the furthest point with the fewest amount of wires, and then I used a little 1/4-inch sleeve, whatever those things are called. I guess I ought to look on the package so I could use the right word, but anyway, that holds 2 wires, and I was able to use the same size coming out of the headlight bucket. And then as I picked up more wires, the ground wire and my parking lot wires, I went to 1/2-inch size, I think. And then out the other side, as I picked up the other headlight wires, I went into what is it, 3/4, 5/8, something like that. But anyway, a little bigger size, you know what I mean. So I started with the little ones, and as I added more wires, I went to the bigger one, and I thought it worked out pretty good. So yeah, the headlights are mounted. You can't tell much about them up on the rack there, but I'm just thought I'd make a real quick video here and throw it up. But they're mounted low because that when it's coming down the road at you, it gives the illusion that it's riding really low to the ground, even when it's up at ride height, or even higher when you're jumping speed bumps and stuff like that. But anyway, I'll get it down and make a better video of the lights and show them working and everything. But they're all functional, high beams, low beams, use the original dimmer switch. And like I said, it come out of the other headlight bucket up here, and then my signal light wires also went into that loom, and then it goes into the fuse box. And I got some inline fuses that goes to a couple things out back. But there's going to be some things about this rig that are optional, and I'm going to change. And you know, that's coming out, that that gas handle there, that's, you know, I've got a sense of humor and I like to joke around and do silly things. And I was explaining to one commenter, really nice guy, he had a lot of nice things to say about it, but he don't like the tailpipes. But I was explaining to him that, you know, I kind of like to live my life with purpose, and there's a reason behind some of the things I do. Once in a while I have some purpose. These fenders, I've been told they're ugly. I think Cutworm said goofy looking, but later on he said they're starting to grow on him, I think. But there's a reason behind that. I lost a good friend, a good buddy on YouTube. I just really felt a kinship with that man. Although I never met him, we talked on the phone a lot, and some of you old timers know Deadeye Dan passed away, and so those fenders are a tribute to him. But so there was a purpose behind that. And like I said, that gas handle is coming out, and if I want to throw it in at a show, I can do that. You know, it's just kind of a silly little thing. But what I was going to say is about purpose. When we go to these shows, these little kids are our biggest fans, man. And all day long, their mamas and daddies are dragging them around the car show, and all they hear all day is, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. And then they get to these rat rods, and we see a little fella coming, and we jump up and open the door and say, jump in there, buddy, and you know, have your mom take your picture. And they love it, and they get to touch it and feel it and experience it. And my hope is that someday one of those little guys will remember that, and maybe create something with his own 2 hands, you know, because he'll think back, well, if that old no-talent old hillbilly could do it, I could do it too, you know. So the reason behind these tailpipes, you know, we got the face, and I was able to get those little reflectors. They're available. Surprised me, but it fit in it looks like the nose there, and then the mouth, and then this tongue coming out. But the reason behind that, I did that for the kids, and that's you know, we got to get some young blood into this hobby, or else all we're going to have is a bunch of tuner cars running around, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But we go to these car shows, and it gets to be more and more these 80-year-old men with their 57 Chevys, you know, and these young guys can't afford that, don't want that. But they could look at this and say, well, that's not going to cost $1 million, you know. So this tongue thing here, that's for the kids, but it's going to be optional. That's going to be something I can take out and put in a show if I want to. I've even got some sleeves, some other lenses that go over this that's got, I'm going to put little eyeballs in the end of them. So I could, at a show, I can put them on for the kids or whatever. But I'm thinking, I don't know how copper would hold up to the heat, but boy, a little copper pipe coming out there would look kind of cool, wouldn't it? Maybe flared on the end or something, and you'd still have the effect of the face. I mean, people pulling up behind you, they're going to see it. If their mind wants to see it, it'll see it. But anyway, let's move on. That's enough about that. Like I said, there's going to be some things optional, and like the swamp cooler I took off the door over there. I've got a visor. I got two of them, and I'm playing around with those and kind of deciding, you know, exactly what kind of look I want. But old 70s era Peterbilt cab lights with great signal lights, and I'll show you all that in a later video, but I'm kind of busy right now. What else is going on around here? This old hoopy here, hoopty I guess you're supposed to say. I call it hoopy. That's what my daddy called it. But it has an aftermarket fuel pump on it, so consequently there's just an auxiliary switch, a remote switch down the console, and you got to kick that on to turn the fuel on and then start it up and drive it. Well, sometimes when Sparky drives it, when he comes in and parks it, he flips the fuel off first, then he forgets to turn the ignition switch off and it runs the battery down. So that's what happened to that. Sparky let the battery dry out, so I'm heating that up a little bit. Friend Robo Frank brought me a narrowed Ford 9-inch housing for that old coupe that sits down there, that old Plymouth coupe. If I choose to build that, it's not going to be anytime soon. He cut a couple of brackets off because, and then he decided it didn't work for his application or whatever, but anyway, if I can find somebody who knows how to weld, I can get those put back on. What else going on? Jimmy had not been started in a while, and I went out and I should have had a battery tender on him, but I didn't. He sat there pretty much all summer. I was driving it a lot back in the spring, but kind of slacked off on it just because I got so busy with this truck. But anyway, old Jimmy, I jumped him, and he's out here just kind of idling and getting his battery charged up a little bit. Yeah, those lifters rattle, and they're supposed to rattle. You know, that's just how it is on this old guy. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Love this old iron. Gets in your blood, man. Alright, I guess that's about enough. There's old Cyclops over there. Hey, y'all have a great day. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. It's just wonderful to live here in paradise. Wake up in the morning and do exactly what I want to do.